Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into a super common check engine light code, P0401, which stands for EGR flow, insufficient detected. If you've got this code, don't panic. It's usually not a catastrophic failure, but it is something you want to address to keep your car running smoothly and to pass your emissions test. So, let's break down what it means, what causes it, and how you can fix it. First off, what is EGR? It stands for exhaust gas. Your car's EGR system does something really clever. It takes a small amount of exhaust gas from the exhaust manifold and routes it back into the intake manifold to mix with the fresh air and fuel. This might sound weird, right? Why would you want to burn exhaust again? Lower temperatures mean a significant reduction in the formation of harmful nitrogen oxides, or NOx, which are major air pollutants. So, the EGR system is all about emissions control. The code P0401 specifically means that your car's computer, the ECU, has detected that the flow of exhaust gas through the EGR system is less than what it is commanding. The ECU opens the EGR valve expecting a certain amount of gas to flow, and various sensors, like the map sensor or a dedicated EGR, temperature or pressure sensor, tell the computer if that's happening. When the actual flow doesn't match the expected flow, boom, the check engine light comes on with a P0401 code. So, what are the common culprits behind this insufficient flow? By far, the number one cause is carbon buildup. Over tens of thousands of miles, soot and carbon from the exhaust can build up and clog the passages within the EGR system. Think of it like a clogged artery. The EGR valve itself can get stuck with carbon. The small ports in the intake manifold where the gas enters can get completely blocked, and even the pipe leading from the exhaust to the EGR valve can get restricted. This is especially common on vehicles that do a lot of short trip city driving where the engine doesn't get hot enough for long enough to burn off these deposits. Another potential cause is a faulty EGR valve. The valve itself might be failing mechanically and not opening as it should. Or, if it's a vacuum-operated valve, the vacuum diaphragm could have a leak. On modern cars with electronic EGR valves, the internal motor could fail. You could also have a problem with the control side of things, like a bad EGR solenoid that isn't providing vacuum to the valve, a cracked or disconnected vacuum line, or even a faulty sensor that's giving the ECU bad information, making it think there's a flow problem when there isn't. This could be a bad DPFE sensor, which is a differential pressure feedback EGR sensor, or even a faulty map sensor in some systems. Now, let's talk about symptoms. Besides the obvious check engine light, you might not notice much of a difference in how your car drives. However, in some cases, you might experience a rough idle or poor engine performance. A more serious symptom, especially under load or on hot days, is engine pinging or knocking. This happens because without the EGR doing its job, combustion temperatures get too high, causing the fuel to detonate prematurely. Over time, this detonation can cause serious engine damage. And of course, you'll fail an emissions test. So, how do you fix it? The first step is always diagnosis. Don't just throw parts at it. The most common fix is cleaning. You'll need to remove the EGR valve and thoroughly clean it and all the associated passages. A good throttle body cleaner or a dedicated carbon cleaner spray, along with some small brushes, picks, and a bit of patience, can work wonders. Make sure to get into those little ports in the intake manifold, as they are often the most clogged part of the system. While you have the valve off, you can test it. For vacuum-operated valves, you can use a hand vacuum pump to see if it holds vacuum and if the pintle moves freely. For electronic valves, you might need a scan tool that can command the valve to open and close so you can verify its operation. If cleaning doesn't solve it, or if you've diagnosed a failed component, you'll need to replace the faulty part. This could be the EGR valve itself, a cracked vacuum hose, or a bad sensor like the DPFE sensor. Remember to clear the codes with your scan tool after you've completed the repair, and then take the car for a drive cycle to make sure the light doesn't come back on. That's a wrap on the P0401 code. It's usually just a case of carbon buildup, but a proper diagnosis is key. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe for more car repair tips and tricks. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.